3, 2, 1.
Hola, welcome. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Already some people in the chat. Hello. I turn the music down. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the last Monday of March. Didn't it feel like it was just like we're slogging through July and then all of a sudden it's the end of March? Because I don't understand. I don't know how that works. But and also happy birthday to Fleebnork. He is not here today. Yeah, I looked at my name and everything. Fleebnork's not here. He may join us later. He is suffering from the massive amount of pollen in the air here in the South. So anyway, but so
is that why there's so much pollen? Because there's no bees, or is it just an act of God?
No, it's because people like Matt plant flowering bushes that create all this pollen, and it's the thing. So
you got to keep them pollinated. Dun.
Oh God, that was horrible.
Yeah. Meredith is suffering from the pollen apocalypse. Yep. Hello, everybody. Stever is here, and Grumpy J is here. Autumn is here. That's awesome. Steve Yogan's here. So, anyways, great to see everybody. I hope. Actually, we just had thunderstorms roll through, so that may have cleared out some of pollen, but
one would hope.
One would hope. Oh, there's
now it's just humid pollen.
Go stick your head out the window and report back.
Isn't that just going to stick to your cars now?
Maybe not say the human pollen. That may have that's gross.
Do we talk about what the pollination really is?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You
don't want me to talk about the tree fornication? Is that what you're trying to say?
Please no.
Circle of life.
How do the trees even get next to each other? They're rooted in the ground. Like, how does that even work? Is it all a root thing?
Well, technically, it's the mycelium that is a network of underground fungus that communicates and connects all the trees and all the living organisms within.
I was just thinking of like tree huggers, so I don't know.
If you watch, said that Dana was a fun guy. So
if you watch,
I know more about
Jurassic Park
mushrooms than I care to admit, but yes,
watch Jurassic Park. Life will find a way.
Life will find a way.
Yes, it will.
So is that why trees have wood?
Trees are wood.
Well played.
Okay, everybody join us. I'm sorry.
You're naughty. Get it?
Yeah. So, hello, Break Jedi. How are you? Good to see everybody here. So, yeah. So, happy birthday! By the way, Dana, didn't you have a new product hit the market? Can you give everybody information on your product?
I can't. I think it gets officially released. Well, I don't think it gets officially released until tomorrow, or announced until tomorrow.
What's our Gray Bricks discount code? Come on.
I don't know.
I got this on Temu yesterday.
Temu.
You were funny. You are funny. That's clever. I find you funny.
You didn't spill tea all over it.
I find you funny.
This is fantastic. It is Facebook quality on a 11 by 17 piece of paper.
I bet you can see the digital processing going on there too.
This is what this guy feels like because of this set that was stolen. So now you get to feel I stole this from the internet, and if you want this, I'll sell it to you for $5.99 on.
You are funny. Well, I will take this moment because I didn't know what you were talking about specifically. But yes, my posters are up on Etsy as of last week. I actually sold 2. One of them actually went to Dark Aubrey, which was awesome. And then the very next day, Etsy decided to shut my store down for some reason.
Oh, Lego gave you a cease and desist already?
No, I think it actually wound up being some technical glitch error with a credit card or something like that, because then I went in and it showed me that my credit card was having a problem, but yet I was using that credit card all day, so I have no idea what the problem was. I put in a different credit card, and they came back and said, all right, everything's fine. We're sorry for the inconvenience. I'm like, well, that was fun.
That's crazy.
So, welcome to Etsy.
But yes, Chris, well, actually, you probably actually have one, but if anybody actually orders a poster and puts in the comments for Blue Hans, they will get a Blue Hans sticker, which I don't think you have any of those except for maybe the one I gave you.
He doesn't want any.
No, I did not. I didn't get the gift with purchase. I bought this all. I didn't buy this from
Temu. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yes.
But
It's against his creed, Blue Hans.
But no, I have another thing that's coming out that I hopefully will be able to announce hopefully tomorrow. So
yes,
I'm pretty sure that's in 2nd Deuteronomy. Thou shalt not mix hands of a different color with a torso.
in the back. Yeah,
It's Simpsons reference right there.
it is. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the back. Yeah, it's not signed. I could get it signed. I could get it signed. I could forge that signature right now.
I bet you could try. My wife actually can forge my signature.
It's
pretty
right,
good.
Wayne in the corner.
Wayne David Zool right there. You'll never find where the bodies are buried. It's written right here on.
It's a paper trail. Geez, to think I was missing you this weekend.
You were?
I was. For a brief moment, I was. Gone now.
It's okay.
Gone now. But I did get some good quality Matthew time, so that was good. I was happy with that.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yes.
great. That's great. And look, for Mark, I wore the brown shirt with Mark on it.
Mark
It's
on the
here.
shirt.
God.
Yeah, if you go to a nerd convention, you can't swing a dead cat without running into like 5 people that you know if you're another nerd.
And we did. I ran into 3 people I knew, so that was good.
Are bringing dead cats a requirement for the nerd convention, or
It's an
It's
express.
like a
is that just
byproduct.
part of your costume?
It's a byproduct. Yeah.
Yeah,
We did-
We saw fellow lugmate Noel in his decked out in his full Ghostbusters outlook. No, was he?
No, he
He's
was
G.I.
as
Joe.
one of the G.I. Joe characters.
He was
and-
Joeing it up. That's right.
Was he the sailor with the pirate?
No, he was the Dreadnought. He was the Dreadnought.
Oh, okay.
I forget which one it is though. Shit. Come on, Google, help me out here.
Did he
Oh,
just
that
say
would have
like,
been perfect. I wish I'd have framed that joke even better. It would have been cool as an April Fool's joke. Hey, but look, it's on cardstock. This is 11x17 cardstock.
Yes, but mine are 16 by 20 and they're glossy.
I have an exclusive micro version right here. So
Yes.
you need to cut it better. It's not exactly squared up in the frame.
sorry, did you seriously get that on Temu?
No, he
No,
printed
I
it. Word
printed
off
this
the-
out. I downloaded the picture off of Facebook. What I wanted to do, I should have even just got the smallest thumbnail and then blown it up 11x17.
That would have been
It's
classic.
just like
That would have been classic.
50 squares. It's like
Oh, so Noel was dressed up as Dreadnought Buzzer. That was who he was. For those of you who care or know.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I just know Sergeant Slaughter and
He was there.
Real Sergeant
two
Slaughter?
ninjas.
Real, no,
Snake Eyes and who's the other one?
Storm Shadow. But yes, the real Sergeant Slaughter was there.
The real one.
The
Still-
real Sergeant
He's still
Slaughter.
kicking it, huh?
Yes.
He was like 50 back when he was popular, wasn't he? He's an old guy. What? I don't know, like back then, like a 30-year-old probably looked 50. You know what I mean?
You throw on a big cowboy hat with some sunglasses, and he still looks the way he did 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you see like this much of his face with the mustache and the glasses and the hat, so he could be a clone of those.
Question:
Rest my case.
G.I. Joe is a cartoon.
Yep. He was also in the WWF.
Yeah,
for a
he was-
while.
Okay.
He was a crossover. He and William the Refrigerator Perry were crossovers that came into the action figure line from the real world.
Is that right? I didn't know the Refrigerator Perry was in it.
Oh, there's an action figure with him in as well.
I had no
Right, and he
idea.
had like a metal football that he threw at Cobra agents to knock them out or something. Even though he's a lineman, he can't throw.
Yeah.
Right.
The 1988 Bears, the Super Bowl Shuffle. I mean, Refrigerator Perry. I mean, that was the peak of Chicago Bears time frame.
The Bears won in '85.
Was it 85? My bad.
It was the 80s though.
It was
By
the
'88, he's probably washed up.
but yeah, I do have an official cassette tape of the Super Bowl Shuffle still in my possession.
Nice. Does it work?
Wow.
I'm sure it does. So, yeah, maybe show and tell next time. I'll bring it out of the basement.
Do you remember the Sergeant Slaughter vehicle? It's like, although I have this problem with most mechs that are made and stuff like that, it's like you have this very armored vehicle or suit, and you put the soft fleshy part open in the middle of all of it with no protection around it, so it can die. So the Sergeant Slaughter tank was just him and some treads just sitting in the middle of this tank, which he could have just been shot. So he might as well have been riding a scooter, and he would have had the same amount of protection. So
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You summed up most mechs in any toy line across at least 3 decades.
right.
Give or take.
Was it the second or the third Matrix? I forget. They're all dumb. But where they're having the big battle and the guys in the big mech suit and the people with rednecks with wheelbarrows were bringing the bullets to them.
Yep.
You had this big mech, and then you just got the fleshy guy sitting in front of the mech. It was like, maybe put some metal over him. And
You know who I blame for all this? Rock Raiders.
You
it
know,
is Rock Raiders.
Chris, I think I figured out the perfect title for your autobiography. Chris Giddens, Rednecks with Wheelbarrows.
That's his stand-up comedy show. Rednecks with Wheelbarrows.
That's your comedy album.
Thanks for wheelbarrows. I don't know, but now I know what I'm going to vandalize Chris's tombstone with when he ever passes away.
This. You're going to just bring this.
I'm going to laminate it onto your tombstone.
I thought about it, but I don't know how to run the laminator, and the person who does wasn't there today, or it was going to get laminated.
So Dana and I were at the Lego store, and he was using the QR code scanner to look for buried treasure, and they had the unfold thing laminated, and we started making like a joke, like, who even has a laminator? And they're like, we have a laminator in the back.
And I think they got that laminator for just that reason and that reason only.
I can
to
believe
laminate the check sheet that comes in a CMF box so they can put it by the CMFs for people to know what's in them, because people don't know what's in them.
You got to keep it laminated.
And he and this is the second time I've heard that in 2 days.
I'm sorry, I'm reusing my jokes.
It's okay. It's okay. In fairness, I was there. They were not. So
No, he said he got to keep them pollinated originally. So let's see how many things he can.
It's on my mind today. I'm
running joke. I'm
feeling very 99X, like 1999 right now, or whatever year.
That's fair. Although I was more of a, I want to say a 2005, 2006 99X year myself. But yeah.
Total. I'm taking us totally off track. But my favorite moment with 99X was Steve Craig, who had the amazing wheel of Ramones, where he would spin the wheel and get the Ramones song. He decided he wanted to play ice hockey. Now, you can't tell this from listening to the radio, but Steve Craig was like 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He was a tree.
Yeah.
And so he comes out and he's playing against my team, and he goes in the corner with this guy who's like, I'm not kidding, like maybe 5'7". They fall, and Steve Craig lands on the tiny little dude, and all you can see are little pair of skates sticking out from under him, like in
Wizard
the
of
Wizard of
Oz.
Oz, where you've got the slipper sticking out under the house. Like, that's all you could see. And he gets up and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bury you. So I'm driving in the car the next day, and Steve Craig comes on and he says, I need to dedicate a song here This song goes out to Danny. I'm really sorry I landed on top of you. And so he played him a song.
It's awesome. It's awesome. But you know what though? He is a staple in Atlanta radio. He is an icon in Atlanta radio, and he's also the voice of the Atlanta United, which is also cool too. So, because I remember I went to the inaugural Atlanta United game at Georgia Tech of all places. And from the PA system comes the the announcer, and it's Steve Craig, and I'm like, holy cow!
You're like, give us some Ramones.
Yeah, give us some Ramones. Clack, 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 clack.
I think I remember being at Tech when 99X came on the air. It was a different station, and then it became that. And I think we all listened in. But I seem to have that memory stuck in there somewhere. So,
do you know what Matt's job is? To keep them educated.
Boom. Boom. Right there, folks. Right there. You can.
It's already been used enough
like this anywhere else.
I've already used it twice in the show. I don't think so.
Has our viewership dropped? I no longer see that counter anymore. It has to have dropped.
It went from 0 to 0.
Only 6%. No,
hey, those two people. I mean, come on.
That's right.
And one of them was Steve Craig.
There we go.
Got off.
So my joke made everybody leave. Is that what you're saying?
No. It was Matthew's original joke that started the snowball effect.
The recycling of jokes is what made people leave.
Yes.
I used it too many times.
I mean, if we're going to recycle jokes, I can throw some new jokes out, or some other jokes that I've used and recycle those as well. I've got a lot of crabs over here.
We can bring out the floppy rover if we have to.
We could.
So just to finish up the Dana and Matt's excellent adventure, friend of the show and local lug member went to Toylanta, and I made some noise about, how was it? And said couple were like, yeah, we're done. You want our passes? And I'm like, okay. Because Danny and I have more Star Wars collectibles than we know what to do with in our respective basements. And so we are kicking around the possibility of selling some things. So we go over, and I only bought 2 things.
We were very good. We were very good.
0 things, which was very impressive. But
he bought something.
I did buy one thing.
I bought a poster, and I bought 1 action figure that had a Halloween theme. So,
and I did buy one thing, but I didn't buy it for myself. I found a guy early in the day that I found. He had a box of LPs. And there was a Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders of Mars album. And I was like, I'm sure she's got this, but I'm going to go ahead and grab her another copy because it's $20. Now, here's something I didn't know at the time, and I found out today, that the earlier versions of the album that Starman is on there, the title of the track is actually just Star. And that's the album I picked up yesterday, is actually an early version of the album that actually has it as Star instead of Starman. And I was like,
really?
So I found you. So this was a really good buy. She's like, you got it for very, 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 very good price.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
who knew?
I was like, hey, happy days.
But it was a fun for people of a certain age, walking around and going, oh yeah, like, I think I had that, or I knew a kid that had that. I was keeping my eyes peeled for some Micronaut stuff, which I didn't see any of. I didn't any vintage. There was some retro.
I saw a couple of the new retro ones, which was.
But there was way more GI Joe stuff than I expected. I never played with Joe stuff as a kid, which I don't know why. My dad was in the Navy, but I just like sci-fi, so I always had I had like the Cylon Raider and some Black Hole. That's not a euphemism. Some Black Hole movie,
and we didn't see any Black Hole stuff either.
There was not a lot of merchandising for that movie back in the day.
Well, there wasn't, but there was. I mean, as far as toy shows go, this was actually a pretty good toy show in general. I mean, they had a good range and variety of things. There was one booth. It was nothing but the Bionic Man and Bionic Woman.
Yeah,
and all sorts of memorabilia and stuff just directly related to that property, which was amazing and
autographed.
Oh yeah, lots of stuff that was autographed. But but yeah, Star Wars was definitely the highest mark. G.I. Joe following in second, and then you start hitting like superhero stuff, and then the most common after that was just retro stuff in general that was old school, whether it crossed over all sorts of different spectrums. We only saw one table or one booth that was Lego and Lego only, which I was actually surprised that there was one, but yet there was only one. And then there were a couple other tables or booths that would have like a smattering of sets, and that's it.
And the pricing was weird. Like they thought Lego Creator was rare or something.
Right. Yeah. The pricing on Lego was through the roof, even by Lego convention standards.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm going to get a booth and just bring overpriced Lego.
I probably know. I was starting to think, I was like, would there be, I mean, because I was thinking about some of our local Lego sellers, like, would there be a reason for them to show up at one of these toy conventions? Because this toy convention actually happens at least twice or three times here a year. It's just at different locations, different names or whatever.
I would think if you brought like the Atari set and the Pac-Man set and like these retro things that Lego makes, maybe you'd get some nerd to buy them.
But they would be retired to make it even worthwhile. And even then, I don't think it would be worth the price of the table to do it, because I don't think they would sell much, because I think literally the people are going to shows like this are specifically going for what they already know is there. Gotcha. I mean, if Matt made the comment that we didn't see anybody that was in their 20s. And the only people we saw that were under 20 were probably with their parents. Yeah.
It was a little bit like when we would help out with the model train show and we were younger than the youngest model train person.
Yeah.
All of us.
We were a generation below all the train club guys. I mean, there was yeah.
And definitely Gen X was the dominant demographic for the whole show. Definitely. So pluses and minuses that may entail. So
yeah, cool. there was a disturbing number of people with walkers.
You see, there was a lot of hip joint issues going on. I think there was a cigarette girl walking around with ibuprofen or something like that.
So you're saying if somebody says they're going to a hip joint, they mean they're going to their doctor to get it fixed, their hip, and they're going, okay.
Yeah, it could very well be a chiropractor convention. So
yes. Me. All right. Magnus is in the chat. I didn't hear. Did y'all hear the beat? There he is. Nope. How long you been there, dude?
A while.
Oh, sorry.
Magnus, you were discussed at this toy convention because there was so much Joe stuff there. We were like, oh, Magnus could spend a fortune. What did we see? 15 or 10 Castle Grayskulls in probably.
Where was this convention?
It was here in Atlanta. It was actually the same place that the Atlanta BrickCon is at.
Toylanta is what it's called. There was a lot of G.I. Joe.
Well, I was just at Brick Fair in Fredericksburg here in Virginia, and there was a lot of G.I. Joe Lego, but I did not bring it. There was a collaborative G.I. Joe display by some other people. I contributed a very, very small little something to it, but most of what I brought was Castle. But there's G.I. Joe Lego is a thing, and I'm glad to hear that G.I. Joe is happening elsewhere too.
Well, actually, this was like their generalized toy show. They actually have another show in the fall that's called Joe Lanta. That is,
I've heard of Joe Lanta. Yeah.
Which it's supposed to be more Joe centric, but really it's the same show.
but is it Joe-rific? That's what we need.
It is Joe-rific though. Well, and then, like I said, they had Sergeant Slaughter there, so there was actually there. I want to say there was at least, and I didn't recognize them, but there was several other voice actors for different things. I think one of the Power Ranger things was somebody was there from that, maybe.
Probably the Blue Ranger.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I kind of
Blue Ranger
kind of glazed past it. So, but it was still entertainment, and I didn't have to pay to get into, so it was nice.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, let's do. We jabbered really good conversation, but let's just do a quick spin. Magnus, have you been building? Tell us about your adventures.
Well, I since I was last on, I went to Brick Fair Fredericksburg, which was the big adventure, and For those not familiar, it's run by Brick Fair, who also does the really big one in Chantilly, Virginia. But this is also in Northern Virginia, but it's a little further south, and it's about half the size or something like that. So I'm really used to going to this really big event every summer that has, maybe 1,000 registrants, and this event is much smaller than that. So it's a little bit like not quite as exciting, but it's also nowhere as stressful. And I didn't know as many people, so I made an effort to chat with new people, and I got in a lot of really good one-on-one conversations with people I hadn't met before.
Cool.
And displayed some castle stuff, and it was kind of like seeing your favorite band, but like solo acoustic instead of like in a smaller venue, instead of like with a full band, like with a lot of people. Like it wasn't quite as exciting, but definitely a little calmer. And
it's like an intimate coffee shop.
Yeah.
So that's what I was up to, and the thing I really liked was these events always just charge me up. I may be exhausted by the end, but I never come away from these events feeling like that was cool, but I don't want to see Lego again for another month. I don't need any Lego time off. I'm just full of inspiration, and this time was no exception to that.
Excellent.
I just have all these ideas and things I want to do, and of course I can't do it all. But it's just a wonderful feeling to just feel kind of invigorated. And I was going to say something else. I forgot what it was, but it'll come to me if it was important. So yeah, the most impressive thing I saw there, and I'm sorry I don't have pictures right now, but you can find them online if you look around, I'm sure. Someone had built the classic yellow castle, the 375 castle, but he had made it 4 times as big as the real thing is. And he hadn't done it out of Duplo bricks like you would think he would do it. He did it by building Lego bricks that were 4 times as big as the regular Lego bricks. And then he put those together.
Oh, wow.
So that, like a Lego 1x2 that's essentially the same size as a Duplo 2x4 or something like that. And he constructed it on site. And so it was made of all these giant 1x2s.
That's cool.
And
awesome.
it was my favorite thing because it was an impressive. Most of the really cool stuff you see at these things are impressive for the same reasons as other things are impressive, because they're full of great detail and there's all this NPU and minifig detail. But it was just a very novel, interesting, cool thing. So that was what was my big takeaway. That was my favorite thing.
Cool.
So did you say he built it on site? So he had all the bricks made and then built it on site?
Yeah, that's my understanding. In fact, I saw him when he showed up, and he had these giant base plates that were like just these massive base plates that he had built with, he was using 2x2 round tiles as the tops of studs.
Right. And he created base plates to go. That's
cool.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things on the castle that he
happy birthday to Mark, Mr. Sandlin.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. You're the best.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Magnus. Go ahead.
There were 1 or 2 things on the castle that he hadn't built, that he had built, but he hadn't done the individual bricks for. Like, I think the drawbridge he had done in one big piece because he didn't think it would stick together. Yeah. And the only thing he was missing was the minifigs. So if he has a go at some of the minifigs, then imagine a minifig that is 4x8 studs at the waist and 4 times as tall as a regular minifig is. Like that's the scale it is.
So it wasn't. Cool. So would it be like the 1-up figures that Lego's doing? Would it be that size or bigger?
I think it's not quite as big as that. I may be wrong.
Somewhere between there. Yes, it's probably somewhere between the biggest one I make and the maxi figs that I'm doing. So it's probably someplace in the middle.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, still cool. Crazy. Wow.
It was very cool. I mean, I think even people who aren't Castle fans kind of even people who are much younger than who were around then. I feel like 375 Yellow Castle is kind of like a celebrity among Lego sets. Like everyone sort of has heard of it.
Yep.
Oh, that was really cool. It was very cool.
I was on Instagram this morning, and that was the only thing I saw like that caught my eye right away. And I was like, "Oh, that must have been at the Brick Fair that happened." So, it is images are definitely floating around the web on it. So,
And again, that is why we Lego, is to do cool things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, what a great showpiece, and it translates. This is something big for people who don't know, and those who are in the know are like, "Hey, cool! I can't believe you did that. That's pretty awesome. That's seriously awesome." All right, Steve, let's go to Mr. Pulda. How are you, sir?
All right. This weekend on Friday, I decided to bite the bullet and start lighting my mock for Brick World, and I'm already like halfway into it, so I had to do a lot of tearing apart and a lot of surgery. But I started figuring that I'm taking modular connectors. I usually connect floors on buildings, and I'm turning them sideways, and I'm connecting all my base plates together using those instead. So I've got 3 of my base plates like wired up, and that was kind of a production, but I got that done. So then once I started doing that, then I put together all the bricks that I was been waiting for since December. I was able to start finishing this. So this is the first 3 floors I got. The details, you can't, maybe if I like go like this, let me try turning my light on. I don't know if you can see, like, got all the detail, it's a furniture store. So I've got a Spider-Man painting hidden in there.
See it. So, that's great.
Yeah. So that's the first half. And then let's keep going. So I'll show you the alley. So this building's kind of weird looking, but this is kind of how the source material is. It kind of does that weird staggering thing. But then on the back, I decided just to put like a little alley. And by the way, these trash cans, Lego trash cans or trash bags are more expensive than normal trash bags. I can't find like the black ones. We were talking before the show. The black ones are like $1 each for one of them. So that's
because they came in the Quickie Mart, and that's the only set they came in.
Yeah. But then I did the roof. So I put some air conditioners on there and finished up the details. And so this is like the hangy part. So I got some. I didn't want to put a scene on this one. I didn't want to do what I did with my Spider-Verse mock and just putting details like scenes on each of the on the rooftops. I just kept that one kind of simple. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. And then I made a huge mess with all that surgery that I did. So I've just been like trying to clean up my room a little bit. And yeah, it doesn't look any different. Like this is like the cleanest my room has been in a long time. And it still looks like a tornado went through it. I made little details too. Like this is a little newspaper machine. I don't know if they still make those, but there was one of these in the movie. So I'm like, yeah, I'll make a little newspaper machine, and got a little. This is super simple, but it's just a little A-frame with a concert or whatever. So yeah, I'm starting to do a little bit of the detail work now. I'm just kind of jumping all over the place. Like I'll do Gargantos for a while, then I'll do a building, then I'll do some lighting, then I'll do little details, just trying to keep myself like from getting burnt out. Like April is going to be the month now where I'm going to be down here a lot trying to get things ordered and all that, so that May isn't super stressful because like June's right around the corner now. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Looks amazing. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're the one producing like serious mock right now. Not all of us are, so you're killing it. That is amazing.
Ooh, are any of you guys going to Chicago this year? No.
I'm canceling. I had made a reservation, but I'm probably going to Brick Fair, Virginia, because I haven't taken the mosaic there yet. So.
Oh, cool. You can go hang out with Magnus.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Let's go with Matt. Matt, you're right beside there. How are you, sir? What's going on?
Yeah, so I just bought the most stuff off the wall I've ever bought. So this last week, I made a trip over to put some window displays in to North Point, and they had some bricks, new bricks on the wall. And then I went on Friday to Sugarloaf, and they had some stuff, but they had also sold out of things. And then I went back on Saturday because they had gotten some stuff back in stock, and then I was there on Sunday with Dana as he filled his cup. So I was at the wall 4 days out of 7 days, but I only bought 3 of the days. But just so putting some stuff away, and like I got a bunch of these, like the trans dark purple quarter cylinders. So that might probably is going to get folded into my Jetson Space Tower. And these 2x4 in dark blue were very pricey on Bricklink. So before they showed up on the wall, if you bought just in the US and you wanted 50 of them, you're going to pay like 25 to 30 cents each. If you wanted 100 of these, you were going to pay 48 cents a piece. So they were very expensive. I'm assuming the fact that they're on the wall is going to drop the price. So I got some of these. I don't have a immediate plan. And then local lugger came by and dropped off. We split a case of minifigs, a couple of us, and so this is my case of the most recent collectible minifigs. So obviously I've not opened them yet, but it'll be like surprise, kind of, except that they're all labeled with sticky notes. It won't be very surprising. But yeah, and I finished up the endurance ship. It's sitting downstairs. I need to figure out where it's going to go in the house or the office. And I got bored after all of 3 days not building something, so I cracked open. I cracked open the Tudor house, the Tudor building, the latest in the modular set.
You crap the Tudor? That's just
I was thinking the same thing.
That was he had that awfully handy, I have to say. So did not take him long. And so and then Mr. Giddens asked for a whole box of these. Everybody's favorites, snot swivel bricks.
I have
so
one.
on the wall.
I have one.
And the 2/3 brick in olive green was on the wall, so I got a bunch of those.
I could actually use that. I need to go to Atlanta quick.
Yeah. There's some good parts, and then the fern piece was in dark green, and then it's traditional green, and so I got an entire box of each of these colors, and the 6 pointy stem was in dark green as well. So a lot of plant pieces. The vibrant coral, the 3-pointed leaf was on there, so got a bunch of those. So I spent a lot on just boxes of parts, which is fine. But now I really feel under the pressure to do some lush greenery layout. So like I've got all these tree parts and shrub parts. I need to do like a jungle scene or something now. I don't know. Got to use them.
Roger the Shrubber.
Bring us a shrubber. And of course, everybody's favorite GWP, the bunny.
The bunny box.
I immediately put on Bricklink to sell mine. So it's like, I don't really care about the bunny, but hey, if it brings down the price, all the parts I just bought, then awesome.
Hey, there you go. So I saw somebody reviewing that set, and it's got that funky wall piece that's curved and a big flat piece, and then a hole that's like a 4x4 plate will fit in or something crazy like that. It's the strangest bit. Yeah.
Aren't those doorways?
No, it's like a window. So
a window, a doorway. Yeah, I mean, a window is a door, or a door is a window.
If God opened the window, he didn't mean a door, sir. Anyway, but I guess maybe that's is that like a 4+ kind of wall set to make us? I don't know. It seems like a big hoop.
It could be.
I don't see any 4+ parts in here. These just look like standard bricks from the picture.
Okay, now you're gonna make me look it up.
It's a brick built wall according to the picture. I mean, I haven't opened mine, but there's the rounded corner piece, but that's just a rounded wall section.
No, that whole thing is one bit. Hang on, I have to look at it. Talk amongst yourselves. So
Give you a topic.
I see. If you look, Matthew, on your box, look at where the sticker sheet is, and you can see that the tail there's a piece there that there's a panel that fits inside something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just one of those like panels with the studs only on one side though. That's
Yeah,
not
the piece that sits in it, but I think the piece that where it's fitting into is one large piece.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, that whole wall.
I'm giving credence to Chris's assumptions. So
Oh, so the two rounded pieces are actually one piece. They're connected on the
Mhm.
top and the bottom.
yes,
Yeah.
Interesting and lame, actually.
Yes.
We could have done a brick built curve piece. Why do we have to have one?
demented and sad, but social.
Yes. Oh, is it on Bricklink yet? It's maybe not a panel.
The parts list probably isn't. The set is because I listed mine. You can get two for 17. No, what is it? $12.50. I listed mine cheap because I wanted to make my $25.
All right, I can't find it on Bricklink. It may not be there, but it is an odd piece. I saw somebody reviewing the set, and it was like, oh, that's just a big poop. Parts out of other parts. So lame.
It could be a cylinder, Chris.
Lame brain.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
The rain in
Sometimes
Spain
names
falls mainly on the lame brain.
Let me look in cylinder. It would be crazy.
Blame it on the.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't go any further than that.
No, I don't think it's listed there unless I'm missing it. Anyway, all right, Jeff, how are you? What is going on other than snow in Canada?
No snow, ice. I would have tried to look for that part, but I only have one screen right now because I'm not at home. Because my home has no internet or has no electricity. I have internet technically because I got fiber finally, but 2 days after I got fiber, 1 day after I got fiber, I lost electricity and it's still out. So, Peterborough my area got hit with an ice storm on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Power went out at about 8 o'clock on Saturday night. And Sunday morning, I ended up driving to where I am now because I need electricity to sleep because I have a CPAP machine. And I couldn't sleep, so I was up most of the night, and all I was hearing was the sound of trees snapping and falling to the ground throughout my neighborhood. I must have heard probably 50 or 60 different trees snapping through the night.
That's actually scary.
And then woke up to see the damage of what had fallen over the night, and trees across the roads here and there. And such. Like I couldn't get out one direction of my road, but I was able to go the other way at least. So, but yeah, it was an interesting experience. It's now the second time in 2 or 3 years that I've lost power for more than a few days. At least this time it didn't actually take out the electricity to my house. Those lines were still intact, at least when I left. I'm driving back tomorrow morning because I have to empty out my fridge and it's garbage day. So I've got to dump a whole bunch of food. So I'm heading back tomorrow morning, and hopefully the lines are still attached to the house, even though there's no electricity getting through them
Why
at the moment.
didn't you just put the food out in the back in like a cooler or something?
Because it's above freezing now.
Oh, now.
Like it was like over the weekend, it was cold, but it warmed up today. It was like mid 40 or low, maybe high 30s, low 40s. I don't know what they are. What it would be. It was 10
Is it
degrees
above
Celsius.
freezing in Celsius or Fahrenheit? There's a difference, right?
No, there's no difference.
It's above freezing no matter which scale you use.
Exactly. No, it was about 10 degrees today, so they're just not something that was doable. So it makes me want to get a generator, but at the same time, I don't want to get a generator because that's just a huge expense for the occasional time you use it.
You're one step on the way to becoming a survivalist.
Yeah, pretty much. I do know the next house I buy is going to have battery backups, or like we're going to have solar and battery and probably a generator as well. Like that'll be in the future plans of building a new house or whatever, but that's years down the road. So yeah, I haven't really gotten much Lego stuff done. I did manage to finally get my castle stored away in the back of the house, like in my basement. I've been slowly moving parts of it down because it's a lot of stuff to move. So I did finish that on Saturday, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to start working on. I was working a little bit more on the Duplo train system that I was building, and I figured out the proper dimensions for the curves and stuff, which was interesting and a bit of an experience. But I had all this stuff planned, and then power goes out, and I'm like, well, so much for that. Learned that Sudoku on like paper, like books of Sudoku puzzles, because I have those from years ago. The hard ones are really hard, and don't start with one of those because you'll never finish it. So that was my learning experience.
Do you know what we do? You know what we do in the South when we have these issues? We enjoy milk sandwiches. So you need to go get you some milk and bread and make a milk sandwich. It'll get you through it.
Technically, we call it a French toast event because eggs are included in that scenario.
That's true.
The thing is, though, won't that stuff go bad within a few hours of no electricity?
They don't believe in bacteria in the South.
I mean, technically, if you get decent eggs or just eggs in general, they can actually sit on the counter. They don't have to be refrigerated.
No, I agree. Like in Europe, eggs aren't refrigerated at all.
Same
it's
with
just,
bread.
I think here they like in North America, they clean the eggs a certain way, and that actually causes them to need to be refrigerated because they don't have the protective coating anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. But
and same thing with milk. I mean, depending on if it's been pasteurized or not, is how the shelf life on it can be. So
warm milk though, nasty.
Well, but typically it's still cold enough outside as opposed to it keeping it at least down below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's still good.
Yeah.
All right, Dexter. Thank you for playing.
Hey, push your glasses up there, buddy. Well, I had seen where there was an ice storm in like Michigan and stuff like that. I didn't know if you guys had gotten that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you need.
My area got hit one of the hardest around. We actually, like, the city's declared a state of emergency. There's like 5,000 to 10,000 people in the city out of electricity. And I know electrical crews have been coming up from all parts of Ontario, Quebec, and maybe possibly the States if they're allowed to cross. Or
that's a good question, whether they're allowed to cross.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
By the way, I would like to say on behalf of those of us who live here in the United States, we are sorry.
No, you got to say it, sorry.
So we're sorry. We're sorry. We really are sorry. Please don't hold it against the rest of us.
I have a question for Jeff.
Sure.
Remind me, which minifigs do you use for your castle? Is it a certain faction?
I use every faction because it's a jousting tournament. So there's a full fair at the front of or like a full tournament going on at the front of the castle. So the castle has every faction. Every character is carrying weapons throughout the city. Because you never know, a fight might break out.
It's that sounds very egalitarian, and it doesn't sound like there's even like a faction that's really in charge of the castle, but they all just have weapons and they only fight a little bit, but not too much.
Lion Knights, your torso or your T-shirt, that's the faction that actually runs the castle.
Okay, all right. Because I've been making a lot of minifig armies here, so I was just wondering about which faction your castle paid homage to.
Yeah, he's gonna build a really big spiral castle. It's bigger than yours, so he wants to make sure
he's gonna build it out of bigger bricks that are built out of smaller bricks, 4 times the size.
Hey, someone else did that already.
He just wants to be able to display it at a show where he can come over and ask you how does it feel to have the second best castle at that show.
Do you like apples, Jeff?
It's too bad that Rich has been banned from this chat because we don't see him anymore. That must be what happened.
No, he's too good for us now. No.
He watches. I'm pretty sure he actually watches us. He may not necessarily watch us live.
Sure. He's heard enough castle jokes. He's done.
He's too busy flying to Germany to go to the Lego factory store there every other day to go get parts.
Hey, as long as he keeps bringing me back printed tiles for my Viking village I'm going to build, he can do that all he wants.
Oh wow, you're getting benefits.
Yeah, I definitely would call Rich a friend with benefits.
like everybody else at the Lego store you attend. I got it.
Hey,
And that's how he wins. And that's how he managed to win like the best castle award because he has so many,
Rich, yeah.
but he offers so many benefits.
He's definitely greasing the wheels. Definitely greasing.
Makes sense. I brought you Canadian candy, man.
You did. But Simon gave me enough Canadian candy to bring home half a sleeve to my wife, and she was very, very pleased with it. So
Look, they've been in the Lego room.
Those would not have lasted at my house. No.
I got 4 left in here. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think I brought home like 6 and they were gone. Yes.
Yeah. Story.
You know, if you went to Bricks in the Six, you could come back with as much, Canadian candy as they let you cross the border with. So.
Well, but that would require me actually being able to be allowed across the border. So who knows what it's going to be like this year?
You are a national security risk, I realize.
Well, allegedly.
Probably why Etsy canceled your credit card.
They are a Canadian company, I think.
There it is. All right, Dana, what's going on in your world?
I am building
Space.
Still.
Ooh, BlackRock.
I'm still building it. Last week during the stream, I got the rover and the cockpit done. And so I figured, you know what? I'm just going to leave the rest of it and I'm going to milk this build out for at least 2 or 3 Old Gray Brick episodes. And seeing as how I've gotten through bag 3 and I'm about to start on bag 4, we will continue this saga next week. It's space nougaty without the nougat. It sans the nougat, but it's got plenty of nuts. So I'm liking it. It's fun. As Matthew already pointed out, spoiled 50% of my stories. I really don't have too much to talk about.
It's nice when you guys hang out because then we can get more words in during the show.
Do you really though? Do you really?
A little bit.
No lies detected.
Maybe. I don't know. But I did find, as Matthew pointed out, I found 2 Beastmasters. I gave it a moment of time and I said, sure, why not? But I did go to the Lego store, both of my Lego stores, one on Thursday and then of course Saturday and then the other one on Sunday. On Saturday, all I got was crabs.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And then I got more BAM parts. So I got the reddish orange brick figure with some reddish orange Futron torsos and some other space leg torsos. Just still gonna need helmets at some point in time, but at least this is fun. So I got those.
They still had the space torsos?
What's that?
They still had some of those retro space torsos?
Oh yeah, totally.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I think I already have some, but I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and grab 5, 5, 5, and 5 just to have fun. And then, you know what? I shortchanged myself. No, it's 5, 5. It's 15 pieces. No, I was fine. And then, of course, I got 15 crabs. And then on Sunday, went over to the other Lego store. And as Matthew pointed out, I did have to grab a small box of these bad boys. Because actually, I used a lot of these in the Brick Mellows and the mini Brick Mellows. So it's good to have some more of these. I, too, grabbed some purple trans corner piece canopies because Friendstron. This is Friendstron. So I'm going to need these for Friendstron. I think I fit like about 30 of these in a box. And then I filled it in with some purple flowers because that was the only thing that they had on the wall that was a 1x1 that I could,
Right. So did you preload them into your connected dishes, or did you put the dishes in the box and then kind of like hand?
It was a combination. You kind of had to do and then add and then do and then shake, and because if you did too much too soon, you couldn't fit as many panels in, so you kind of had to do it as you go. But yeah, I'm sure that I could probably have fit more in there. But I was already making out pretty decent with just the panels alone, so the flowers were basically the bonus. And then, as Matthew pointed out, there was dark green lettuce leaves. So I grabbed 2 boxes of those because, as I mentioned, this is Viking Village trees. So that's gonna. So I figured I'd grab those. So yeah, and then of course I did get the basic AFL GWP with my purchase, which actually is nice because now I was going to make a small standard parts order or a bestsellers order, and I was like, there's not enough here that I really need to order to get to a GWP, but now I won't have to. I'll just at least order enough to get free shipping and I'll be good. So, but I do have one thing that I also ran across this weekend, and I'm going to share it with you guys. And maybe somebody will know exactly what this is from, because I don't know what this is from. As I'm getting ready to leave Atlanta BrickCon this year, the once and awesome Simon Liu walks up to me and he hands me this little tiny Ziploc bag with stickers in it. And he says to me, he goes, "These are official Lego stickers. They're for you." And I went, "Oh, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it." Put them in my bag or whatever and totally forgot about them until recently counting them. Does anybody know what this sticker is from? Let's see if I can get it to focus. It may not focus.
Is it transparent? Does it go on like a trans tile to be like a computer screen?
It is a transparency. There's a little. Well, no, he looks like it's not Iron Man. He looks like a classic space figure.
Oh,
actually, you know what? I've got a picture in my. I took a picture that I can share. So hold on. Let me present this picture. Image file. Go to image file. Photos. I have absolutely no freaking idea where this comes from. Desktop. Sorry for the lull in the moment here. Here we go. See if that will share.
Right. Oh, there it is. I know where that is. 2-8. I've seen that.
I have not. And there's a good bag of at least 10 or 12 of these, which are awesome. And I'm going to use them for a mock. I think these are going to be great for like stasis tubes or cryogenic tubes for some spaceship. They're very cool. I love them, but I have absolutely no idea where they came from. Anybody? I even tried, what is it? Brickignize. It didn't recognize it. I tried Brickstore, and it's got a really good database for finding stuff like this. It didn't find it either. So I have no freaking clue where this came from.
Huh. It's like a Harry Potter set, maybe?
Oh, no, it definitely, that is a classic space guy.
I'm kidding.
I mean, if it was like, oh, yeah, it's got some sort of thing that looks like something else. But no, that is definitely a classic space guy. I mean, I don't have to be, carvings on I don't have to be carvings on an Inca Mayan temple to say that that's a space dude. I mean, come on.
How big is it?
Oh, well, you saw it. I was holding it up. It's
like, what would it fit? What size would it fit on?
It would fit on the side of a 1x2 brick. Easily.
Oh, it's
perfectly on the side of a 1x2 brick.
Huh.
No idea where it came from.
I don't either.
I even tried looking up 2809.
Yeah, not in there.
It looks like CTP might be another thing that's been hidden into this graphic. As like a
could be Pac-Man or pizza.
Oh,
that pie chart definitely looks like Pac-Man. Yes.
Oh, hang on. What was the space set from Monkey Kid? Is that a string it?
Ooh, maybe that might be it.
The Monkey Kid Galaxy Explorer, maybe?
Oh. Let's go look.
Ooh. I didn't remember what the name of that set was.
I don't either. I'm just looking at Monkey Kids. Not the Cloud Jet, but the
somebody in the chat help us out.
I was hoping that somebody in the chat would be like, "Oh, that's." And
see, I'm surprised Jeff Van Winnen doesn't have this nailed down. He's always my oh, that came in such and such set. But it's a very specific thing. I realize.
I mean, I feel that I am fairly knowledgeable on some obscure stuff. But
while we're waiting, this is for Stever.
While we're waiting. You can take it off the big screen so we can see Steve's picture for Stever.
This is for Stever.
Oh, hang on.
Steve with PH. Steven. Love it. And we have a winner. We have a winner chicken dinner. It is from the Monkey Kid Galaxy Explorer set. Yes.
What's the number? What's the set number?
80035.
Thanks.
Look at Taz jumping in at
You're like, I believe it's sticker 22.
It is sticker number 22, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And actually, you know what? If I even look close enough at some of these stickers, you can see the cutoff 22 on it. So, Taz, you get 10 points to House Slytherin or Ravenclaw. Taz, you get anything.
I remember the set.
Yeah. Well, but no, but Taz knew it was sticker number 22. Chris.
You didn't know the set. Wasn't that like a Monkey Kid set?
It
You
wasn't
didn't know
the
the number or
Monkey Kid. Notice that we really
A prophet is
nice
never
Chris voice.
respected on his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's never happened.
I think we do Chris's derogatory voice as almost kind of like the comic book shop guy in The Simpsons, a little bit. Yeah,
I feel seen, but
you know what? When it happens, you own it. I mean, realistically, you own it.
for real,
For reals. For real.
For feels.
For
Feels and
cereal.
reels.
For super cereals.
You know what? Now that actually I'm seeing the sticker sheet for this set in general, I'm kind of wishing that I had gotten the set just for the sticker sheet, because there's a really cool Octane sticker in here with the Monkey Kid made up language, or if it's actually Mandarin or something. It's really, really cool looking.
Can you just buy a sticker sheet? How much is it?
Let's see. What is it? I probably could just get the sticker sheet.
it's also got some really good stickers for sloped bits and everything. It doesn't sell for much. There's not a lot
it's
available.
like $1.30, depending on. Yeah.
Add to my wanted list.
And my favorite thing of going to Bricklink price guide is always that one guy who's got something that everybody else has for $1, and he'll have it for $20.
Mm-hmm.
Blows the average price out of the water.
Yep, and it's always some guy from like Portugal or something like that. Very strange.
Yeah,
He's probably the only store in Portugal that has it listed.
Well, and the sad thing is that this guy this particular store, which I will go ahead and call them out because they're Give Me a Brick, and their logo is a 1x2 classic space brick with the logo on it. And he actually has 10,842 reviews. So it's not like he's a small store that hardly sells anything. I wonder if this is a drug smuggling cartel.
It is. It is. That's what it is.
You're not on the show next week. What happened to Dana?
Oh, and the minimum buy is $99.99 euros.
You mean
Well,
like
that's
it's
definitely a
the
money
front for some of the
laundering
business, really?
I missed all of that, but I think everything was important. So please say it again.
Do you mean that it's a front for another business?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Possibly a business, but anyway.
And it's got 808 fans. So
very.
It's NAS with a Z. It's
yeah,
NAS.
Hmm.
NAS.
very fun, very interesting.
It's like the Godiva chocolate store in the mall that no one ever is seen in except for Valentine's Day. I'm like, there's no way they can pay rent on that in the mall. I'm sorry, but that's a mob front. There's no way Godiva chocolate
I love
sells
the
enough
tag.
to pay the $1,000 a month rent that it takes to be in the mall.
I love the tagline in this store. Search for polybag or minifigure below to easily reach the minimum buy.
Here's how you can
Oh,
spend
gee.
more.
All right, I just
Give
gotta
me
go
a brick.
I gotta go look, just see what the space figures are running for. Yeah. Aliens from Galaxy Squad, which I'm a fan of, 45 euros for the red one, 36 for a green one.
Jeez.
Blacktron figures, 35 euros, which equates to about 38 euros. That's Blacktron 2 figures, by the way. Regular Blacktron 1, original regular Blacktron 1, $87 US.
Electron 1?
Electron. A blue Air Tent Classic Spaceman, $108.
Blue Hans, priceless.
That's
Yes,
right.
priceless.
You might be a mob front if
Maybe no one in Portugal knows anything about Lego. They just got their own little subculture of Lego AFOLs there.
No, it's just
Dude, I scored the Spaceman for €100. What a deal!
the life
but if
on
you're-
Mars, the life
you're in
on Mars
Portugal-
aliens. Some of the life on Mars aliens are like $87.
if you're in Portugal and you just walk 5 miles west, you're like in Spain. I mean, it's not that big of a country. Come
I want to hear like another 30 seconds, a knock on Dana's door. Goons, hired goons, you know.
But they've got to talk like Christopher Walken, otherwise I'm not going to believe that they're actual goons. Yeah.
Knock, knock. Who's there? KGB. KGB who? We will ask the questions.
Hey, he's actually got Star Justice astronauts going for $29 to $39 a piece. The alien or the little brick built robots go for $19 a piece.
Wow,
Bargain.
I'm in the wrong business.
Bargain.
But sadly, there was no space skulls. So
What ticks me off is Bricklink has the sticker wrong for the face in the catalog. The little sticker barely has a little bit of gold on one of the stickers, and that's supposed to go on the face, that's my face and everything. They have it wrong. So
they have it wrong. I did go ahead and buy several of those sticker sheets for Star Justice and Space Skulls, though. So
sweet.
Good stickers. Good stickers.
Good stickers. Yeah. One of the few stickers we made to actually fit inside of a panel so you can put controls in the spaceship. It was a big deal.
Quality production design team.
That's right.
So
because with all the crappy parts we had, it was like, how do I get some controls in there? You know, anyway.
Taz,
On slopes, slopes.
Taz, he does not have the currency set wrong. It is all consistent across.
He's got it.
You can't have 10,000 plus orders with 100% complete, very fast, 100% complete, super easy as your tagline. I got to reach out to some other people.
I would say that's your tagline, but
I'm gonna definitely reach out to some other people just to see if anybody knows any more interesting information on this store in Portugal. Because, damn, I hate to quote Will Smith, but damn,
you should just move to Portugal. You could
I got a deal for you.
You could live high just by giving this guy a run for his money if you move to Portugal. I mean, come on. You could be like cheapest prices in Portugal.
I'd sell out of all my inventory to all the locals because they'd be like, "Oh, this other guy, he's been charging us through the nose."
Yeah, but the cement overshoes you're going to get, that would not be.
That's true. That's true. And he's got a lot of figures from the CMFs and stuff like that. Like Series 1 figs are only going for like $40 a pop, maybe $50 a pop.
It's not bad. Only.
Oh, wow.
But too funny.
Anyway.
All right.
That's cool.
We're over. I ran us over with my entertainment.
Yeah,
I forgot that I wanted to start a new segment on Old Gray Bricks. Danny knows about this. So
what?
Thomas told me more than 3 times that he really wanted the Atari Lego set. And I'm like, are you sure? It's a big set. There's a lot of parts. He doesn't ever build anything bigger than GW.
He's got the most parts you've ever seen.
He's got the most parts. So
I know a lot about parts.
I've decided I'm going to do the weekly update on Thomas's progress. And so we are in the last day of March, and he has completed part of a polybag. Part of one polybag.
Polybag 1, of bag 1.
Well, he built the cartridge. That's what he wanted to build first because it's small and doable. So he built the cartridge. There's still parts in the tray from the polybag.
How many polybags are there in this set? Like 15 or something?
There's like 20. So tune in next week to see if we're still on half a polybag.
We're going to need a graphic for this, by the way.
Yes.
That could be arranged.
Yeah.
It has to be a pie chart.
I think it should be like asteroids with all the different polybags up in the sky, and then like
which bag has been blown up.
Yeah, and then the graphic blows one up when it's completed. Yeah.
Well, let's just say right now the graph would just be a line going across time because there's been no change. He built half a poly bag one day, and it has been no change for the last 13 days. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
It's awesome. That's awesome. All right, everybody. Just remember to like for Dana, make sure that you patronize to get his poster unless you want to get one for $4.99 on the internet, and I'll get it for you. Digital quality.
Extra large pixels if you pay extra.
Extra large pixels. I can actually make out that's not bad, man.
As soon as you post yours onto Facebook, I'm gonna scan your picture of his picture. I'm gonna sell them for $4.
So from 10 feet away, they kind of look the same. So as long as
I'm going to
nobody
open
gets
a
too close.
T-Public store with that as for a T-shirt.
Yeah, isn't that basically is that a Picasso or is that
I feel like it could look nice on like a fridge or something, couldn't it? Like
it probably could at that scale and that
Fridge
DPI.
magnet. That's where you need to go, man. You need fridge magnets.
Although I will say this, do I want to? No, I'm going to save this. We will revisit this story next week. I've got a follow up for this story next week.
Okay.
That'd be good.
That'll be good. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Happy birthday to our friend Mark. I hope you have a great birthday. I hope the rain knocked out the pollen and you feel better tomorrow. Yeah.
There's a lot of noises.
Turn the volume down.
That's true. You could have got him a $2 Atari cartridge and put it on the display shelf. That's awesome. All right, everybody. Be kind to your neighbor. Be awesome and build awesome. Good night, everybody. Prepare for loud noises.